Good morning, girls, and happy summer. It is officially summer when I am filming this video, and I am so excited for this beautiful season. I've been sharing over the last couple videos things that I'm doing to have my best season yet, and over the last 10 months, I have been sharing this exact series, My Glow Up to 40. So we are less than 2 months away from my official 40th birthday and my glow up to 40, although the consensus has been in the comment section down below that I can continue my Glow Up to 40 series up through the age of 40. So up until 41. And to be honest with you, I think we can glow up regardless of what age we are turning. But I have had my eye on the prize the last 10 months, spending so much of my time on self-care, on my overall strength and my fitness, my mental health, my skin, my hair. The journey has been all encompassing, and I've been so excited to share this journey with you. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you my must-try tips to have the healthiest season for this summer on our Glow Up to 40. I've just gotten a coffee because I did already have half of a Costco grass-fed beef patty with a little bit of arugula. I am almost done drinking my athletic greens, and yes, I am still on the athletic greens. I did a partnership with them back in February, and I still don't miss a day. Like, to be honest with you, I think maybe there's been a handful of days since February that I have missed a day, but I have just made myself a little bit of coffee, and I want to talk through all of the things that I've really been bringing in that I feel like are moving the needle the most for this beautiful season. So in the summer, we are obviously outdoors significantly more, and that is my number one tip. My first tip that I want to share in today's video is to take advantage of the daylight. I am somebody who loves to go to bed as early as I possibly can. To be honest with you, there's something like the thrill of being showered and cozy in bed when there's still daylight. Like, I really thrive on that. However, with that being said, I did share in last week's video 7 ways and 7 tips for you to wake up and be healthier by tomorrow. If you missed that video, I will have it linked for you down below. But in that video, I did share about waking up earlier and ways to wake up earlier. So in order for me to wake up as early as I do try my very best to get to sleep as soon as possible. But with that being said, I take advantage of the light in the morning as well as in the evening time. So we have been loving getting outdoors, doing an evening swim after dinner time, like 6:30 to 7:30. And we come home, get everybody showered, we watch a Bluey episode, and the kids go to bed. So I'm still in bed and there is still a bit of daylight, but I find that either getting outdoors after I have dinner, one, is amazing for your digestive system. It's incredible for our hormone health because it helps us regulate our insulin levels. And next to that, taking the kids to the pool to get that evening swim and to get that extra movement in does tend to pay dividends the next morning for how late they sleep in. So my first tip to glow up in the summer months is to take advantage of the daylight, to wake up a little bit earlier, and then to spend a little bit more extra time outside enjoying the beautiful vitamin D and the sunlight while we have it. pretty water, sexy water, all of the waters have taken over the internet and the social media feeds. And so I want to share with you girls my take on the pretty water. My take is actually something that I've been sharing with you girls for the last couple months when I did an Amazon wellness favorites, and I talked about cream of tartar and adding it into your spritzers or into your water. So if you are a subscriber of my channel, then you probably recognize what's happening here. We are making the lemon ginger tonic. If you don't know what the lemon ginger tonic is, I will have some videos linked for you down below, but we are going to be making our lemon ginger tonic here in the juicer. So this is something I drink every single morning on an empty stomach before I have coffee. But I also like to use the lemon ginger tonic is the base in a ton of my spritzers. If you don't know my spritzer recipes, then I would highly encourage you to check out my Instagram highlight. I have dozens of them. And then of course, if you are a member of the Living Well membership, then you are very familiar with our hydration hub, where we have so many stunning and beautiful and nutrient dense spritzers inside the membership area. But we are going to be making the lemon ginger tonic just for the week ahead, because that's what we do. I tend to make a big batch every 1 to 2 weeks, and then I freeze. I've shown this before. I freeze any extra into little ice cube trays, silicone ice cube trays. I pop them out, put them in a stasher bag, and use those in the morning with some warm water. But we are going to do all of that as usual. However, with some of our lemon ginger tonic, I'm going to be using an ounce of it with our cream of tartar, which is a beautiful hormone supporter and kind of like a natural electrolyte, especially if you add like a little pinch of red mint salt. But even on its own, the benefits of cream of tartar are incredible for our endocrine system. So pretty water, sexy water, all the rage. I am supportive of all of those trends. Anything that gets people to drink more water, I'm a fan of as a functional nutritionist, but we always like to level things up here in my space and on my channel. So we are going to be making a pretty summer water on our Glow Up to 40 with a little bit of cream of tartar and the lemon ginger tonic. So I'm going to be taking the rest of the tonic and freezing it. I typically freeze it in this ice cube tray, but yesterday I made more of the homemade bone broth. You can see I already popped some out and had some. So what I'll do here in a second is I'll pop all of these out and put them in a stasher bag and then wash this. And then I just always have that on hand to freeze. But these are in use also. But if you do make my homemade bone broth recipe, I will have it linked for you down below. I just filmed that I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. If you make that plus the lemon ginger tonic, please, please, please write on your stasher bag which is which, because when they freeze, they look very similar. And while you can drink both, I do all of the time drink the bone broth on its own in the morning. But if you're going to be making like a spritzer or the DIY like electrolyte pretty water, and you accidentally put a bone broth cube in there, it will definitely surprise you. So I would just recommend that you write on the stasher bag which is which. So because this one is in use, I'm going to be using this ice cube tray, which I absolutely love for all of my glass bottles because it fits in there so beautifully. Even though I'm not putting the tonic in the glass bottles, you could absolutely pop these out and put them in your glass bottles with a little bit of water and enjoy your pretty water on the go. And this is just what I have. So we're gonna be freezing the rest of the tonic in here. I think it was the lemon ginger tonic effect because there is the sun It just came out. It looks beautiful. I don't think it's gonna rain anymore, which means we might, after this, I might share with you my new like hair care routine, because I got this question, I think on my last video or the video before, and I have made some pretty substantial changes to my hair over the last 2 years, but even more so over the last year on my Glow Up to 40. I have been working my way back to natural, and we are there. And so that is like a huge sidebar. I'll set this down. A huge shift that I feel like I have made over the last like at least 3 to 4 years. Probably the last 4 years, I've just gone back to a more natural look. Like after 35, I had Sawyer, and then I was nursing her for 3 years. And during that time, I just was like, you know what? We're gonna do a little bit more natural nails. They're always stark white, so I'm not sure if that's considered natural, but more of like a natural length of my nails. And that was like pushing me to go closer back to my natural hair color. My hair was extremely dark for 15 years. I'm talking like a level 2 and 1 is like black. This is my natural hair, but I was doing that like really dark, cool, like blue undertone to my hair. And as I was getting older, I just felt like it was aging me, to be honest with you. Like I just felt the contrast was way too harsh, because I don't wear foundation. I wear tinted sunscreen, a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of the Merit highlighter. Like I don't wear a ton of makeup. I just smudge out some brown eyeshadow on my eyes. I curl my eyelashes. I use the Merit brow tint. We can go upstairs after we make this drink, and I'll share with you girls my current makeup products and how I'm styling my hair. But so what I've been doing is just like more natural makeup, and it was just pulling me closer to my more natural hair. So fast forward to today. I didn't style my hair. I just like brushed through it this morning before, picking up the camera to film with you girls, because I thought it was going to pour all morning long, and I was like, what's the point of putting any heat on my hair today? But seeing how the sun has come out, and I think the radar is showing no rain, after we make our lemon ginger tonic adrenal cocktail, we will go up and I'll show you girls how I've been styling my hair, because I've been getting this comment a lot. And when we're up there, I will go through and share with you some of my favorite makeup products. But what I will say is, on this quest of like getting back to my natural hair, I've been doing so much to take care of my body from the inside out. I have been doing that for 15 years, but I've really been hyper focused on it over the last year on my Glow Up to 40. I had my greens already. We just had my coffee. I did have a protein coffee earlier this morning when I had half of a grass-fed beef burger from Costco with a little bit of arugula. I squeezed lemon and I put olive oil on top of that. Chef's kiss. I am still extremely full 3 hours later. But just the increase of protein and minerals not only is paying dividends for my hair, but for my skin. Girls, and I say this with humility because I think I look my age. I think I look like a healthy, in 6 weeks, about to be 40-year-old woman. I don't think I look 25. I don't think I look 35 years old. I think I look like myself. However, I will say to you, I'm getting stopped on the streets. I'm getting stopped at Whole Foods. It's been wild to me over the last 6 months, the amount of comments I'm getting on my skin. And I have to say, I'm drinking my greens. I'm taking all of my supplements. I realize I still have like 2 of them in my pocket right now. So this one's going to be lion's mane. I can tell this is lion's mane, and this is a vitamin D3. I already took 5,000 IUs. I'm taking another 5,000. So that's just based on my blood work, and that's how I get to these numbers. But I've been taking all of my supplements. I've been making the bone broth. I've been making the protein coffee for probably 8 to 9 months consistently. I would say like September, October, I really got into it as like the weather changed. I was like, all right, let's double down on ingesting the gelatin. I've been drinking bone broth at least 12 to 16 ounces a day since October. And so I think all of that, in combination with all of the little spritzers that I make and my skin care and the devices I'm using on my skin, are really helping. I really think they are. The red light mask at night, and then a little bit in the morning, especially during the dark winter months when I was feeling kind of sluggish. The red light mask, then following it up with the ice therapy, dunking my face in a bowl of ice, everything I eat, everything I drink, the skincare that I have shifted over to, and then of course the lymphatic drainage. All of this is working together on my glow up, and I feel so good. So I truly don't know the last time I have felt this level of cellular energy, ATP. Like I feel it from the inside out. I'm doing all of the things, but it's not overwhelming. And that's the best part. It's just my lifestyle now, right? And just like getting started with healthy eating, and just like getting started with exercising, or getting started with painting, or any new activity or gardening, any new activity that you take on, it just takes time to find a rhythm and to make it work into your routine. And I have obviously been leading a very healthy lifestyle for the last 15 years, but more than anything, these last 10 months, I have been laser focused on my health. I've spent the last decade having babies, raising young babies, and building my nutrition practice. I've spent the last 10 years doing that. This last year was for me, and I think it's paying off. I feel better than I have ever felt in my life coming into 40, and that is something I am so incredibly proud of. So if this is the first time you're seeing my Glow Up to 40, don't let it all overwhelm you. Start back at the first video and slowly work your way up into integrating all of these habits into your lifestyle. And the easiest way to do that is, of course, to start at the first video. And then if you really want to double down on the food, and as a functional nutritionist, I of course recommend that to you. But if you really want to double down on the food, then I highly, highly, highly encourage you to join the Living Well membership area for 40 cents a day. It's 40 cents a day. You have access to hundreds and thousands of my recipes in there, a beautiful community, live events with me. You have access to all of my recommendations for supplements. And so I would encourage you to do that as well. But just start small. Start small, go back to the very first video on the Glow Up to 40, and then slowly work your way up. And in 10 months, I hope that you come back and you tell me that you're having these exact same feelings, and that you and I are in lockstep and we're feeling our best. Because girls, we only get one shot at this. We only get one life. Like, let's rock it regardless of our age and feel our absolute best. So let's put together this cream of tartar spritzer. We're taking the leftover. We're not gonna be using all of this, just like almost a full ounce, but we're gonna be taking a little bit of the lemon ginger tonic. We're gonna be taking the cream of tartar, which was rich in potassium. We're gonna be taking some mineral salt and putting this together to make an adrenal, I'm pointing to the adrenal glands, an adrenal loving cocktail that supports our entire endocrine system, that will leave us feeling energized. It'll help reduce bloat. It'll help our bone health, our skin health, our overall hydration, and you will feel amazing the more and more you get minerals into your day-to-day routine. Yum, yum, girls. I mean, anything with the lemon ginger tonic and like the rosemary in there, it's just, I don't know, it's just the comfort, it's the cheer, it's the color, because butter yellow is the color of the season. This is bright, bright yellow, but that is butter yellow. So this question popped up, I think, like I said, downstairs on last week's video. Typically, I do style my hair before I hop on camera, but this morning I woke up, I just brushed it out. I was like, oh, it looks pretty darn good. And it's going to probably thunderstorm and rain. And now it has shifted. It does not look like that. So I'm willing to put some heat on my hair. I did blow my hair out yesterday. We went to see a movie last night and then we went out to dinner. So I did just like quickly like blow out my hair, but I didn't curl it. So the video where this comment was made, I'm going to show you girls how I styled my hair for that video. And this is kind of what I've been doing every single day. Honestly, I always say, I'm not exceptionally skilled at doing hair. Like, there's no special technique. I think I just know how to style my own hair to make my own hair look good. I don't section this off. I don't really have the time to do that. When I'm typically doing this in the morning, I can get through it in like 7.5, 8 minutes. It's quick, we're moving quick. So what I do is I'm just curling away from my face. Like this. I'm making sure even the end is included, and I'm kind of like flipping it up for like maybe like 1 to 2 seconds, and then I flip it down for 1 to 2 seconds, like that, and voila. So I do this all the way around my head, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I do with the top part, because then I take the top part and flip it under, right? So that over, under, over, under. You can see it's literally that simple. I'm just flipping it up, holding it parallel, and then tilting it down a little bit for like 5 seconds. Looking at the camera footage, that took me 4 minutes, also while speaking. Very, very quick. Now I'm gonna brush through this side that has already cooled, and gonna pop in and take some of these sections here that are like a little bit straighter, and I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm going to curl those down, and then in the same capacity, hold it parallel, then tilt it down for the last few seconds, and that's it. Less is more for me, so if I don't have to repurchase things a whole bunch, I can keep it simple and pretty and it'll stand the test of time, then I am all for that. So you can see here, I've done the under and then I've done the over, and that's what gives it that kind of like dimension. So it's honestly very easy to do. Even while talking with you guys and filming, we're only at like 6.5 minutes right now. So yeah, super easy, super simple. I hope that you found that helpful. And then as promised, as far as a makeup routine goes, I'm just using the Say tinted SPF on a daily basis. If I'm like going out with my girlfriends, going out on date night, I use the Merit stick. I literally use it like a bingo dauber, like dot, 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 dot. Like I will say less is more on aging skin, right? Like we're doing the most to keep up with our skincare, but less is definitely more. So that's the base. And then I either set it with the Well People or the Honest Company loose powder. Then I go in with this Merit stick. It's a highlighting stick. I put this on the top of my cheekbones and right around the temples. And then I go in with the Merit bronzer and I put that right on top of that highlight, the top of my cheekbones and the temples. Blend that out, 1, 2, 3, easy breezy. And then even though it's summertime, I do pretty much always go for Mood, this Merit cheek stain. And I take that and I just dab it here, put a little bit on my lips with my finger, or you can go directly onto your lips. Then I just brush out my brows. And then I take the Merit pomade, the brow pomade in brown. I brush through my brows, paying attention to the inner corners and putting more pigmentation there. Brush that out. Then I take the Merit shadow in Brawn with this little Merit brush. I put it along the waterline and a tiny little bit on the outer corners. I don't actually wear eyeliner. I always just take eyeshadow and put it on the waterline. I smudge that out. Easy breezy, simple as can be. So on the Glow Up to 40, I'm focusing on just enhancing myself and not, recreating or trying to look like somebody other than myself. So it's more natural hair, more natural makeup, and always for the last 15 years, but always hyper focused on the glow from the inside out, the beauty from the inside out on a day-to-day basis. I just keep it simple and really just work on nourishing my body so that my skin and my hair reflect everything that I'm doing on an internal basis. So now you can see what the hair looks like once I've brushed through it and has kind of settled. It is simple, it is easy, and it takes me under 8 minutes, which is key. And that leads me beautifully into my last tip, and that is to be intentional with your alone time. So on this Glow Up to 40, I've included a lot of new routines, lifting heavier weights, getting my sauna time, doing the red light therapy mask, using my vibration plate, rebounding. I mean, you name it. I have added a lot into my routine, and much of that needs to be done during my alone time, not during my work hours, not during the hours I'm seeing clients. And during the summer, there is definitely less and less time because the kids are not in school. And so I am extremely conscientious about wanting to spend as much quality time with my children in the summer as I possibly can. Now, that's not to say that I can quit my job and stop producing content and stop taking care of myself, stop working out. Like all of those things are a priority as well for me to feel my best when I spend that quality time with the kids. And so I kind of realized in the month of May, like end of April, beginning of May, that I felt like on my Glow Up to 40, I really pictured myself like by the pool doing some beautiful, fun summer reading. And I could just like see this version of myself, right? It was almost like a living vision board, like myself by the pool with a spritzer, with a Waterloo, the kids playing, the kids swimming, and me doing some summer reading. Now, I have a 6 and I have a 9-year-old. So me reading by the pool, unless Kaya or my mom is there, is not an option. So I thought to myself, like, okay, how can I realistically bring this vision board to life? Because my 6 and my 9-year-old in water is not a time that I can check out and be like by the pool doing some summer reading. Now, that day will be here faster than I can imagine. So because I knew I couldn't be Jessica by the pool with my spritzer reading while my children swam in the pool, because that's not safe, I thought, okay, how can I bring that vision to life in a different capacity? So over a few weeks, I really thought about it, and I was in the thick of relaunching Living Well, which is like the most beautiful manifestation of a vision board, if I've ever said so myself. And thank you to all of you that are in there. Your comments, your recreations of the recipes are just on a different level. I am so beyond grateful. So as I was getting the membership launched, I at the same time was filling up my Amazon cart with books. I will also link down below all of my recent books that I've ordered and or have read. So I'm currently reading Every Summer After. And I was like, you know what? I want to bring more reading back in. I typically read like a lot of business books and self-help books and a lot of books like that, which I love those books. That's absolutely something I enjoy doing. But in the summer, and on the Glow Up to 40 and seeing how I'm an August birthday, I was like, you know what? Let's bring this version of Jessica in. Let's invite her in. And how can we do so? And I thought about it. Let's make the most out of our alone time. Maybe it's getting to bed 20, 30 minutes earlier, which is what I've been trying to do to spend that time reading. Or a big thing for me is if I find the urge to pick up my phone and scroll on my phone, maybe the kids are playing independently and I have like 10 to 15 minutes. Instead of scrolling on my phone, I've just been picking up my book and bringing my book with me everywhere. And I'm so grateful because in 2 days, I'm already 95 pages into this book. So I want you to make the most out of your alone time. So maybe that's painting, maybe that's drawing, maybe it's washing produce, or maybe it's making a beautiful, vibrant summer meal for your family. Whatever it is for you, I want us to make the most out of our alone time. That does not mean that it needs to be 7 days a week and hours at a time. It can be little tiny pockets, 15, 20, 30 minutes here and there. And I promise you, it's just getting off of the phones. It's getting off of the devices. It's so hard for me because my business, my job, how I connect with my clients, how I connect with my community, all of it is done on my phone and on my computer. So it just gets really messy for me sometimes, but I find when I give myself space from it, I can show up here with you girls and be more creative. I can show up creating new recipes for living well and more creative and beautiful and nourishing capacity when I give myself a bit of distance. When I create that space, it makes me a better content creator. It makes me a better practitioner to my clients, and it makes me a better nutritionist in the kitchen, and it makes me a better wife and a better mother. So I hope that you girls enjoyed today's video. I know that you're loving the Glow Up to 40 series, and I'm so grateful for all of your support on this series. And don't you worry, I do have at least 2 more videos coming. Also, on a slightly different note, I am continuing my That Mom series because the response to that was unbelievable. So we have the Glow Up to 40, there's more videos coming, and what I eat in a day, cycle syncing. So we have some amazing series that are continuing through the summer and the fall and beyond. And please know how grateful I always am for your support, and I appreciate you watching today. And if you like today's video, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.